Hello Minecraft fans, this is Kappa and I'm gonna be trying to survive 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore. Will I be successful or will I die? I'll let you find out at the end of the video. This is it, this is day 1 of greatness right here. First I needed wood, so I gathered some logs. A whole book where I'm gonna be explaining what I've installed. I've installed a mod pack where it shows me how many days I am on, so like I'm on day 1, day 5, day 10, whatever. Anyways, after getting the resources I decided to explore a little bit in that direction, which I managed to find 3 sheep. This is going to be useful for a bed. Also got cows for food. Later on, I managed to find some pumpkins. After exploring a little bit, I managed to find myself a broken nether portal, which in the chest I had pretty good loot. I had leggings, obsidian, and then after that I decided to smelt everything that I've got. I managed to make myself a shield, which is useful. Also a sword, a pickaxe, and a bucket as well. And then I grabbed my gold. And after a little bit of exploring, I managed to find an abandoned village. This is a pretty cool find. I did also get the brewing stand. And that was the end of day 1. On day 2, I collected everything from this village. Or I should say a broken village. At the end of the day 2, I am now exploring the oceans. The reason why I'm exploring the oceans is because of this. The amazing loot that I can get from shipwrecks. I even got a treasure map. I am now also looting the second shipwreck, which I did also find a treasure map, but unfortunately they were identical to the previous one that I found. Oh well, I grab other useful resources that I can get from the shipwreck. Now it's time to get my precious treasure. Oh. Hey, I found a village, and guess what? I'm gonna be ransacking them, stealing all of the food, resources, even iron as well. In this villager house, I managed to find myself a bundle, which is gonna be useful to put in singular items in. I was then able to craft the remaining tools that I need. I even crafted a little bit of armor as well. This will help me a little bit. On day 4, I'm starting with kidnapping. Yes, I kidnap a child, but don't worry, I will take good care of him. I had a really hard time deciding where I'm gonna live, but on my way, randomly, I spotted a village which, as I was saying, I collected the fletching tables from both of the houses. In one of the houses, I managed to get myself another bundle and a little bit of food. I really like that island, so I decided that island will be my home. Before going to that island, I managed to get myself a little bit of emerald and another bundle. The villager that I managed to capture, I decided to trap in a temporary box. There was a villager trader, but he sold me absolutely nothing useful. Now, I thought I captured the villager here, but he managed to escape. So I said, no, you, my friend, you are going back in. I placed the job in the middle so that he cannot jump off. And now, he is fully trapped. On day 5, I also did the same thing. I got myself another villager from that village. This villager, for some reason, didn't want to live in that box. So I said, no, you, my friend, get in a boat. After putting the villager in a boat, I decided to go all the way back to the original village that I found. Now that I'm here, I'm going to be stealing all of the resources that I need. Beds, jobs, even the food as well. A bow will be very useful. You know, I didn't want to leave with nothing. Well, I did have pretty much everything, but I decided to take out a villager, which the big guy didn't like, but don't worry, I managed to get myself on top, and I took him down pretty easily. Morning of this day 6, I managed to trap this villager that I captured. Now I got 3 villagers. Now I'm gonna get very busy chopping a lot of trees down. So much that I managed to get a stack on 58. With that wood that I collected, I decided to build a temporary house for the villagers. Nothing too special or fancy, just so my villagers are safe and sound. After finishing building, I decided to put myself a bow and a bed for the villagers. Of course, I want lots and lots of villagers, which is why I gave them lots and lots of bread. And look at this, we got a small population going, nice. Now I am building an animal farm. I want every single animal that I can get. While building, I managed to get myself 2 chickens. They were just right there, so I just collected them. After placing down this final fence, now it's time to collect the remaining animals that I need. Here I managed to get myself some sheep, very nice. Also got cows and pigs at once. But unfortunately it got dark, so I only got the cows in. Morning of day 7, I managed to get the pigs. And now I got every single animal, which means the animals that I don't know, they can just all go. I did get myself a lot of food. This is going to be very useful. After exploring my island, I managed to find some copper and coal. This is going to be very useful. I also collected gravel as well. The remaining of day 8, I'm going to be collecting so much wood. 2 stacks and 53 should be good. After turning all of my logs into planks, I decided to also make them into sticks. And with them sticks, I'm going to do a very long trading with my villagers. to a point where I'm just killing time by breeding all of my animals. And also I'm collecting wool as well behind the scenes. After shearing the sheep for wool, I made beds for the villagers. My villagers has 3 stocks, so I'm just going to trade everything. Take this bread, I want lots and lots of villagers. One of the villagers offered me a bow and some arrows. This is going to be very useful. Remember the shipwreck that I found? I managed to get myself a little bit of bamboo and sugar cane. I collected it along the way. Morning of day 10, I wanted to go mine, so I decided to just pick a random spot. And I decided just to mark it with a dirt pillar. Not long after making my mine, I already found some iron. That was very fast. And I even got a little bit more of iron as well. Now I am at Y positive 16. The reason why I'm here is to get lots and lots of iron. And let me tell you, after a little bit of digging, not even far, this vein right here was so big. I could have not believed how much iron I had from this single vein. Honestly, I even checked my chunks, because I could have not believed how much iron I just found from this. After digging this big vein of iron, I found it in a mini cave. It wasn't even a cave, it was just a hole. But I didn't want to explore, so I only got the iron and the lapis as well. After getting that crazy vein of iron, I decided to go back to strip mining, which I also found gold as well. On day 11, I stumbled upon a mine shaft, pretty nice. Even though I was like, do I want to explore, do I not want to explore? I decided to explore anyway, which I managed to find coal and iron very easily. After exploring the mine shaft and taking out the zombie, I managed to find a minecart which I had 5 iron and a golden apple. And even iron as well. Honestly, I am happy that I decided to go to the mine shaft because I managed to find rails as well. After a little bit of exploring, I managed to also find another minecart, which it had another golden apple and pretty good loot as well. The silly sausage I managed to hit myself with lava, but luckily I had a golden apple, so I just took it and I was fine. On day 12, I decided to smelt everything that I've got from the mine. On day 13, I managed to get myself a fortune 2 book. I wanted a fortune 3, but this will do for now. Now I am back to mining, or I should say caving. Wow, I didn't cave, I just found a cave. And at long last, I managed to find my first ever diamond, or I should say diamonds. I am at minus 54 and now I shall strip mine for some diamonds. After a very long time of digging, I managed to find the last diamond that I need. With that diamond, I made a diamond pickaxe, and of course, I'm going to be applying Fortune 3. Now, in theory, I should get more than 1. But unfortunately, I only got 1. Oh well. After a little bit of strip mining, I managed to find a diamond. Now, there was more. There was like 4 diamonds. But of course, with Fortune 3, I had a lot more than that. I had, in fact, 10 diamonds. I did though, however, also found some lapis and redstone as well. Well, would you look at that, after a little bit of strip mining, I managed to find a diamond, or I should say diamonds. I found 3. On my way back, I decided to collect the gold that I went past. I did decided to go back to the cave that I found. I did collect a lot of resources that you couldn't see very fast. On my way back, I decided to smelt everything that I've collected. Honestly, this may not seem much now, but later on, this will grow. On day 16, the diamonds that I've collected, I got so excited that I decided to make every single diamond tool, plus a little bit of armor as well. But my armor was not complete, so I decided to strip mine for the remaining diamonds. Now, I did manage to spot a little bit of diamond, or I should say diamonds, because I managed to find 2 extra diamonds, which in total gave me 5 diamonds. After strip mining, I managed to find myself a lava pool, and what it seemed like a cave. And in fact, it was a cave, it was a skulk cave. Now, I had a good look around if there's an Asian city, but there was not. I apologize if that was very loud, but I managed to get an achievement now here. While walking, I got a little bit scared. The reason why I got scared was because I didn't want to activate the warden, so I sneaked my way out. But then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a diamond hole. Now, the reason why I'm collecting the XP, well, not only the XP, is because you can reveal a lot of diamonds. I don't know why it is, but I did remember something about diamonds are exposed or something like that. Like, I mean, you can see here, look at this vein. I have managed to find 8 diamonds, so I had 20 in total. I decided that was good enough for me, so I'm going back. Before going back, I'm gonna collect all the obsidian that I need. Day 17, I built a mini mine for myself, which I only added some furnaces, crafting table and chest. Very nice. Now I am full diamond. Oh yeah. The remaining day of 17, I decided to clear up some land just to make it a little bit nice and not ugly. On day 18, I planted everything that I've got. Pumpkins, carrots, potatoes, you name it. I planted it all. Day 19, I called it the tree chopping and planting because that's all I did so much. I mean, this is good because I'll be a little bit more organized. I think that's more than enough. And now I should do lots and lots of trading. After a very long time, I managed to get myself a protection 3 book, which is gonna be okay. Slowly and surely my enchanting table is gonna grow. I know, my crops haven't grown, but I wanted to harvest them so bad with the fortune 3 book. I mean, look how much I've managed to collect. Ridiculous. I even got to choose what I want to plant. Very nice. After a very, very long day, I managed to get myself a looting 2 book. I got very excited when I applied it to my sword that I started to absolutely ransack my cows. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna need the leather for more books. You know, I was walking around minding my own business until I fell in snow powder. I got very scared because I thought when I break the snow powder, there was gonna be nothing, but there was a grass block, so I was okay. A lot of lives were lost on this day. Got myself a pet donkey. To be honest, I can't really do much with him. He's a little bit too slow, but I still had a little bit of fun. Anyways, the stay with the pigs. After mining my pumpkins, I noticed that iron golems were spawning and breaking my farm. Stupid golems. Stupid. Now I am back at the warden area where I actually managed to find the warden spawner, which I broke it. And then I just decided, you know what, I'm going to be collecting so much resources as well. And more importantly, diamonds as well. But of course, a lot of XP. I mean, I very quickly managed to get level 30 and 33. And look at this, even found more diamonds. I mean, let me tell you, this was absolutely crazy. I mean, take a look at this. This is all free XP. So, of course, I've started absolutely digging like a madman. A pro advice here, if you want a lot of diamonds, just find a skulk area and just dig around and you reveal a lot of diamonds. After a very, very long day collecting the XP, I decided to just enchant. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I've got, you can just see it for yourself. Yeah, a little bit rude from me, I know, but you gotta understand that for me to say all of this, I would absolutely lose my mind, or head, I should say. Forgot to mention, my bad. The protection 3 book that I got from the villager, I applied to every single armor apart from my chest plate, which it would help me out a lot. Very nice armor that I got. I did though, however, I needed 15 levels, so guess what I did? I killed my chickens for XP. After a little bit of madness, I decided, you know what, let me relax and just harvest all of my crops. My crops situation is looking very good, very healthy. At the end of the day 28, I harvest my sugarcane. Look. Oh no, we are not playing like this, so I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna destroy the farm and just move it along. I cannot be dealing with this. I took a friend on a ride. It was though, however, I took him on a very short ride, just so I can collect some wood. Look at the sunset, very nice. Morning of day 30, I had so much wood, so much sticks for my villagers. I'm gonna be absolutely trading like hell. I did though, however I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try and upgrade the blast furnace, just to see what he offers me. And let me tell you, he wanted diamonds, which I was actually okay with, because I had a lot. After making him a max level, he only would sell me the armor. Oh wow. The morning of day 31, I managed to get myself a further falling 3 book, which is gonna be useful for my shoes. They look so good now, holy. Remaining of day 31, I'm gonna get a lot of trees. And yes, on day 32, I'm gonna be doing the same as I did before. A lot of trading with my villagers. I did though, however, managed to get myself a sharpness 3 book, which after combining so many books, I managed to get myself a sharpness 5. After I applied the enchantments on my sword, I decided to wait when it gets dark. The reason being is that I wanted to kill so many creepers for gunpowder. As you can see here, I managed to get myself 10, and I even managed to get an achievement, take aim. And after killing that creeper, I managed to get myself 20 and 30. At the end of the day, I managed to find an enderman, which after killing him, I managed to get myself 2 ender pearls and a lot of gunpowder. Morning of day 33, I'm getting myself prepared to go to the nether. And away we go. When I have entered the nether portal, it spawned me in a box, which was actually okay because I didn't mind digging myself out. I digged until I heard something, which I probably heard an enderman, because now I'm in a blue biome. So I decided to just mark my spot and adventure. Well, after a little bit of exploring, I managed to find myself a bastion, pretty nice. This is exactly the reason why I wanted to have good armor, because I fell in a hole, but luckily I had good armor, so I was okay. You know, finding the Nether Fortress is very, very annoying. I mean, take a look what I have to go through. Pretty dangerous. Oh, look, I managed to find myself a happy ghast. Or I should say a sad ghast, because he's sad. You know, I was tired of digging, mining, so I decided to bridge over lava, which luckily it worked out for me because I managed to find myself another fortress, which the only reason why I'm here is to get myself blaze rods. After locating the spawner, I've decided, you know what, it's time to get to work. So I killed so many blazes. You know, I gotta be honest, I went overboard. I managed to get myself 20 blaze rods, which it was more than enough. Morning of day 33, I'm just going to show you what I had to go through. Yes, I managed to build an absolute awful bridge. You could say I'm somewhat back, but now I'm on the hunt with Enderman, which I gotta admit, with looting 3 sword, I can get up to 2 or 3 ender powers, as you can see. And after killing this guy, I had more than enough. I had 16 and 2. With that, I'm getting myself prepared to go and fight the ender dragon. After getting everything prepared, it is time to throw the Eyes of Ender, which it pointed me in that direction, so I shall go in that direction. Okay, the stronghold is right about here, so I decided to mark it and go through. After a little bit of exploring, I managed to find myself a smithing template, which is actually pretty nice. I also found a library, which it had many books and many paper. I even had a pretty good enchanted book. And here is the second library, which it also had a Sweeping Edge 3 book. Very nice. I did though also found a pretty okay book and a lot of paper. Yes, I have finally found the stronghold, which you can tell by my little happy shake. Before going in, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make an entrance by simply digging all the way out and just put in a mark, just so I know this is the stronghold entrance. Okay, enough stalling, let's activate this portal. Boom, just like that. I'm gonna eat and just go through. When I entered the end, I actually got pretty, not nervous, but pretty nervous, I should say. But obviously, as the time went by and I broke down some crystals and also shot my bow at the end crystals, I actually felt pretty comfortable. That I even became a god at aiming. As you can see, I had no issue whatsoever. And I even felt a little bit cheeky by making some clutches. And now after breaking this last tower, it's me and the dragon. Now, I gotta be honest, this fight was actually pretty easy. But at this moment, I actually got very low, which luckily I popped a gapple and I was okay. And just like that, I managed to get the dragon half health, which he yoinked me. But I managed to clutch it up, and with this last shot, I managed to defeat the ender dragon. Amazing. And just like that, I collected all of the XP and my precious egg, the next generation. And just like that, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the End City gateway. And now I have the fun task of bridging and rappelling across. And as you can see on day 37, I managed to locate myself an end ship. But, you know, I didn't want to risk it, so I built it all the way up. Yes, I did not want to risk a falling down. And after I throw this ender pearl, it's time to get myself the precious elytra after taking down this shulker. Just like that, we got it. And pretty rubbish stuff, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna kill the shulker and make myself a shulker box. This allows me to store a lot of items. I will collect the dragon head as well. After putting the elytra on, I can now fly and absolutely loot this end city. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what I've got, I'm gonna show you instead. And I absolutely had so much to choose from, even from this end city. I had really amazing loot. Here we got ourselves a second end city, and of course I'm gonna get the dragon head and also get myself another pair of elytra. And yet again, I'm gonna be looting this village. Now this one, it had so much good stuff. Honestly, at some point I'm there like, is this enough? Is this not enough? I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna keep on going because I wanted to have so much good stuff. As you can see here, I even had the god pickaxe, which is why I'm just going to be looting so many end cities. I even decided to loot this tiny one, which, to be honest, it even had pretty good enchanted pickaxe. After smacking this shulker box, I decided this end city is going to be my final one. The reason being is that, you know, I wanted to have so much good stuff that when it comes to enchanting and applying all of the tools together, I'm not going to be wasting so much XP. After killing some shulkers for shulker boxes, I had 6, which in total I had 3, so that was more than enough for me. On day 38, I decided to organize everything that I've collected from entities. Now it's time for applying. Now I have 2 god pickaxes, and also I had a god sword as well. Now I'm getting everything prepared to go ahead and build myself an enderman farm, which on day 39 I managed to trade up a villager, so he sells me a name tag. The bright and shiny morning of day 40, I managed to collect everything that I need to build myself the enderman farm. The idiot that I am, I placed water first, which I should have added lava. Oh. But somehow on day 41 I managed to work it out. When I place this leaf all the way at the bottom, I'm gonna build 2 stacks in this direction. After that, I build myself a little platform to stand on. Also a collection system for the ender pearls to go in. I also add carpets. And then I gotta build myself 2 block roofs just so endermans cannot come and get me. And I'm gonna extend this a little bit in this direction as well. Then the idiot that I am, I also had to add carpets, double carpets, but as you can see I ran out of carpets, so I shortened this a little bit. Then I had to go back and shear some sheep for the wall. On my way back I went to the library and I collected many books. Now I can finally finish off doing this double carpet for the endermans not to spawn. Now I got the fun task of making the rings. I should do this about 22 times. I even was writing down just so I don't get lost. Excuse me, thank you. After that I gotta fill in all of this. I had to extend it by 8 and now I got the fun task of filling in the gaps. But yes, at some point I ran out, so I got myself a couple of deep slate. After placing this final one, I was done with the platform. And now I added trapdoors to trick the enderman that this is a full block and they would fall in. And now I had the fun task of adding Bob. Job is to anger the enderman, which it will trick them into falling into this pit once I take out the torches. Well, my farm worked. Now I gotta add in everything that I need, such as enchantment table. And of course, I got a little bit excited and I decided why not get some XP. And quite fast I managed to get myself level 30. And of course I'm gonna be doing serious business. I'm just gonna show you a little bit of the tools that I combined it and made them super overpowered. On day 45 I finished enchanting everything that I needed. This is exactly why I wanted to enchant my tools and armor, because look how fast I'm mining the tree. I mean, in a short amount of time I managed to get myself 6 stacks just like that. And just like that, I'm the remaining day of 46. I'm just going to be trading with my villagers. I did also get myself Unbreaking 3 book and a mending book as well. These are going to be useful for my elytra. I also needed lapis, so I went a little bit of caving, and of course I gathered lapis and some ores as well. Here I'm enchanting my elytra just so it lasts and it's in good condition as well. I did came across a cherry wood biome, so I gathered some cherry logs. Now I am back in the mine section where I'm just gonna collect deep slate for the house that I'm gonna build. Also I gathered some spruce logs as well. While collecting the spruce logs, I managed to find the ship, which it has a treasure map, and I had pretty good loot. I had a conduit as well. For me to actually build the house, I need a flat area, so I did a little bit of terraforming. This should be enough. I did manage to get the basic shape of the house, as you can see. And now I'm building 6 deep slate up, and I'm adding spruce logs as well, just to add a little bit of texture and not make it a little bit bland. I also add the stairs for the roof, and I'm gonna make it a little bit interesting by adding some patterns and also adding spruce logs. I'm starting to really like the way it's coming out. To make it less square, I added stairs and some trapdoor. This is gonna make it look like a circle. I also added a lantern in the middle. I think this looks very good. I also did the same thing on both of the sides. They really look good. I also added staircase for my entrance to my house. I did manage to find myself a lush cave, which was good because I can get a lot of clay from it. You know, to make my house more colorful and excited, I added grass blocks all around my house with trapdoor. And also I went out to collect some flowers. and I'm gonna be adding randomly just so it makes it, you know, look good. Along the way of adding flowers, I also add some windows as well, and I did manage to get the side done, which it actually looks pretty good. And also I managed to get the second one done, and finally on day 62 I managed to finish it up. Wow, that is when I add the remaining flowers to my staircase. Now I got the fun task of doing the inside. On day 63, when I was flying around to find some resources, I stumbled upon this area where it had 3 different biomes. So of course I'm gonna gather every single up from these biomes. Now I got the fun task of designing my house. I start off by designing a floor and also adding some torches. I think this looks very good. I did though run into a problem. I made it a little bit short, so I had to tweak my design by just adding stairs, and that was it really. And now I began on designing the second floor, which I thought, you know what, I really like the way it contrasts and it's going. I also add in the stairs to obviously get in and out, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought adding diamonds was a flex, so I added diamonds. Plus for some reason I added redstone as well, but let me tell you this design was not gonna last for long. Also I started on the final floor. For some reason I added copper. What am I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. I did also add snow, which it actually looked very nice. And here we go, I decided to take this ugly design down. And also I do the same thing on the third floor. And this looks much better and clean. I also added stairs on the side of the second floor. This is just so I can get on the third floor. After designing all of the floors, now I went all the way at the bottom floor and I decided to make a storage area. This will help me being more organized. Plus, finding items would be a lot easier, but it did take me a very long time to organize everything. I mean, take a look at this, how much I gotta organize. Day 71, I got bored and I got myself a new chicken. After I finished up doing the storage, now I got the fun task of decorating the place. I decided not to make it bland and just add a couple flower pots and also some bookcases. Well, I should say books really, they're not bookcases, and also some paintings as well. And this area looks very good and very nice. Okay, after that I'm gonna do my bedroom. I decided to have 3 beds because I'm just like that. Plus I added a little bit of decorations as well to make the place very nice. And for some reason I wanted to have every single armor. Yes, that does include netherite. Plus I added some chest, crafting table, and now this room looks very nice. I decided to switch it up a bit and just add a couple of flowers. On day 73 I wanted to do something different, so I decided to do a raid. The first wave they spawned all the way on this island, which it was pretty easy. The next wave, I don't know when, they spawned above my house, and sometime I don't know when I got myself a first totem. And these are the last ones of this wave. Honestly, this wave was pretty easy, nothing too difficult. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do a raid. I mean, take a look at this, look at the deals that these villagers give me. But obviously the main reason why it was because of the totems. But obviously I didn't want to waste no time, and I literally was doing hard labor by trading and just getting books and just getting rich. I mean, I had 25 minutes of doing that, so that's literally what I was doing for the couple of days. I even found a wandering trader, which he sold me these flowers. And of course on day 78 I'm doing exactly the same thing, hard labor. And I had 39 emeralds. I felt somewhat rich. I mean, take a look at this. Look how many books I had. I probably would have had more emeralds. But of course, I'm going to be using these books for my armor, because my armor is somewhat broken. And of course, on my way to the Enderman farm, I collected some books, or I should say, literally ransack the library. Now I'm here and repairing all of my tools and armor. Morning of day 80, I collected a lot of jungle resources. The reason why I was getting so much jungle logs is because I was building a enchantment table area. Obviously I wanted to make it like a jungle theme, so I decided to just make them random pointy towers. And of course now I'm designing the floor, which I thought, you know, adding chiseled stone and jungle wood as well. Now I had the fun task of decorating outside, which I decided to add cocoa beans and leaves randomly, and also melons as well. and vines, which I might regret later on. Also made like a mini waterfall and added sugarcane, and that looked nice. And now for the actual enchantment table area, I'm gonna need books and an enchantment table. I also need anvils, and I made myself a mini storage. I also added bamboo outside, and this place was finished. Honestly, it didn't need much. I did also add lights outside just to make it look nice, and actually it looks very good. On day 83 I decided to just go for ores, or I should say for iron and lapis mainly, but I did wanted to collect it with Silk Touch because I wanted to make this little thing where you place all of your ores down and you mine it with your fortune 3 pickaxe and see how much you get. I don't know why I wanted to do that. Remaining of day 83, I cleared some land just to make it a little bit nicer and flatter. Oh yeah, this looks so much better. Later on, this dirt and grass is gonna be useful. Same with stone and cobblestone. I gotta admit, I was watching a tutorial how to build a creeper farm, and right now I'm gathering the resources that I need. Do I remember what I need? No. Was it a lot though? Oh yes. Look at this. I had to mine so much stone. On day 85, I didn't even get a full shulker box. This is embarrassing. But look at this, look how many slabs I'm gonna need. Yeah, I'm crafting more. Yep, this build is gonna be massive. On day 87 I did manage to get a pretty decent amount. And here are the remaining equipments that I'm gonna need to build the farm. This is where the creepers are gonna fall and die, plus this is a collection system. I'll also build the waterfall platform where they're gonna get pushed off, and I'm adding signs just so the water doesn't overflow. And here I added the water where the creepers will fall off. Now I'm building the area for the snowmans where they're gonna be, and also I gotta add in the roof for them, and of course the snowman themselves. And I got all of the snowmans in 1, 2, 3 areas. Now I got the fun task of actually, make the creepers spawn, which is why I'm building a massive platform for them to spawn in. I also add in the trapdoors, and this will trick creepers into falling in. I also added stairs. Yes, I added stairs as a wall. Why? The tutorial told me. I'm also adding trapdoors on the floor, but this is so only creepers can spawn. And I'm also adding slabs. This will prevent from spiders spawning in. And of course I gotta open each of the trapdoor. Not to bore you, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing for the remaining layers, so I'm just gonna skip. And on day 94 I managed to finish it off. Well, sort of, I gotta add in a massive roof. This will make darkness. Take a look at this. This thing is massive. Look at it. I did though find a middle spot and made myself a mini AFK platform. When building, there was actually some creepers already falling in, and I already had some gunpowder. Now I shall AFK for 1 day. Take a look at this. They're already falling in. How nice. Okay, let's check. Okay. Woo! I couldn't even count this high. Oh my god. Now my fireworks rockets problem shall be no more. Now I am at the fortress trying to get myself Wither Skull's heads. Yes, I wanted to defeat the Wither. And here on day 97 I managed to get myself a first Wither Skull. I'll also collect some of this. Forgot the name. And here I managed to get myself, I believe, the last one that I need. Yes, now I got 3. Now on my way back I did get a bastion and I got myself gold. When I was building the area for the Wither, I discovered some diamonds. How nice. Anyway, it's time to spawn in the final boss. I popped the grapple and I spawned him in. Run. Let me tell you, this guy was actually pretty easy. I've done most of the damage with my bow. And here, I took him out with my sword. And now I got the Wither Skull. And just like that, I got myself a beacon. This gives me a great chance to actually decorate my final room in my house. I decided to pop a beacon in my house. And I got little bit shook, and I wanted to have resistance, even if it was resistant 1 or 2. So I will absolutely burn out my resources. And don't tell anyone that I used money, okay? You don't see that. You don't know. And just like that, I managed to get myself resistance. And of course, I was gonna decorate this place and just make it look like a, what them thing called that, where people see, like a museum or like a nice area. So I added some flowers and some stairs and some carpets and some bookshelves as well, just to make it a little bit nice and not bland. I also added these books that you can put randomly and separately. And of course I added like a mini area to admire my beacon. And just like that, this place was finished. It actually looks pretty nice. On day 98, I'm organizing my ender chest by making shulker boxes and naming them, and adding the necessary items that I need. just so I know everything and it'll be organized. I mean, this looks very nice and clean. The remaining day of 99, I'm looking for a dog. Yes, I'm looking for an animal, just so you know. I don't know why, but I wanted to kill off this day by just looking for a pet. And I have finally found the newest dog. I was happy by a little jiggle. I also found the second one as well. And now I got the fun task of bringing them all the way to my house. Oh boy. At the end of day 99, I managed to get them both in. Now I'll let you guys decide what the names are gonna be. You know, I did wanted to finish this armor set that had to go in, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I went and grabbed every single armor piece that I need, and I put random enchants on to make it shiny. And after adding this final armor onto the armor stand, I had every single armor. Now it looked okay, to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the remaining of day 100. Now I'm gonna be honest, I had a lot of fun playing in this world, a lot of adventure, a lot of building, and of course, get away, spider, what are you doing? Of course, I gotta thank every single animal and the villagers. These guys came in clutch. And also, look at this creeper farm. It is absolutely massive. And of course, I'm happy that I managed to get them 2 dogs in. And I did make a little tweak. Very little. And that was 100 days. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe and follow me for more. Have a good day. Bye.